What's up, everyone? Hope you're having a great week. We are coming to the end of August, and guess what? It's almost fall time, which is going to be great. But I wanted to talk about faith for a second, and I want to share a story to kind of give you something to kind of how we kind of think about things and how we see it. So when we moved from our first home to our second home, we moved from a quarter-acre lot to a half-acre lot. Well, I didn't think nothing about this, but when spring hit, we had a 20-inch push mower. Well, if it's a nice spring, I turned out cutting that grass twice a week, which equaled about 3.5 to 4.5 hours of me cutting grass. And I remember coming into my wife and I said, look, this ain't working. We're going to have to graduate from a push mower to a ride mower. So, and then that's exactly what I made a decision but I didn't know anything about ride mowers. So what did I have to do? I had to make a decision to kind of start doing some research so I can start seeing exactly what I wanted. You know, the kingdom is very specific. So I started doing research and I came up with a few things that I truly wanted. So I wanted to make sure that it was fairly new, very well maintained. I was like, I want to make sure it was a 42-inch cut. And I was like, I wanted it to be green. So once I knew I saw that picture, I had clear laser focused on it. My wife and I came into agreement, boom, and then we put faith on assignment. And what I mean by that is that when you look at Hebrews 11:1, this is my version, which says this. It says, now faith is the servant to bring to pass the substance of the things hoped or pictured for, the evidence of things not seen. And the reason why I use the word servant is because in Luke 17:5-9, it talks about faith being a servant. So when I pictured myself with what I'm believing for, I see it. So once I see it, and then we come into agreement and release it with our words, then I've literally put faith, my servant, on task. And I see that because since Jesus is the King of Kings, he's put us in a position to be a king. So when I'm releasing a directive with what I'm believing for, the mower, now faith sees what I see and he's able to bring to pass. He sees it clearly. So from that point, my wife and I were just on high alert. You know, like those radars that kind of go around, you know, satellites. That's how we were. So every day we walk in with expectancy of receiving that mower. And I honestly, it's like you really don't care where it comes from. You just know it's coming. So my wife was at a client's house going over some paperwork. That neighborhood was in the process of doing a neighborhood garage sale, and they were itemizing everything that was being put on the list. Well, guess what? The phone rings, and somebody wanted to put a mower into the sale. So my wife, on high alert, started asking questions. Got the questions answered. She calls me up, says, hey, there's someone who puts the mower in. It's less than a year old. It's only used for one season. The price is this. It's a 42-inch cut. And yes, it's green. I said, I'll take it. So what was interesting to me is that once we released faith, faith was on assignment. And once he was able to complete the job description, which means bring the mower, the connection was made. The phone call. But see, we have to be on high alert with the expectancy of receiving that. And that's exactly how it was. So I remember, like, when I was a kid, we used to have these pictures that's called, you know, Where's Waldo? And it's a little guy that you had to find in this total chaotic picture. And I enjoyed looking at those because I'm like, oh, where is it? Where is it? And I'll put one in the link below so you guys can actually see in case you don't know what I'm talking about. But what that helped me to see is that faith needs me to be laser focused so then faith can see what I see so he can bring the past and fulfill and bring joy to me fulfilling that promise that our King paid for. So I want you to think about this going into the next weeks or whatever you're believing for something. Say, you know what? Am I truly in faith? Am I laser focused on it? And am I at peace with this? And am I ready to put my servant on task, which is faith, to bring to pass what I'm getting ready to release? Because, you know, if you're not, then you're like, well, let me work on this picture, because it's kind of like a business owner. And if he has employees, that job description for that employee has to be clear and precise so then the employee knows exactly how to handle that job. Same thing with faith. He needs to know exactly what he's bringing to pass or he can't fulfill his job. You know how frustrating that can be for faith, that he desires to bring those promises to pass in your life, and then he can't really know what you want to bring to pass because he can't see the picture because we don't see the picture? So think about that going into, like I said, the next couple weeks. When I am ready to, or if I'm believing for something, am I clear cut and precise? Am I confident, at rest, knowing that I have put my faith on assignment and there isn't one thing the enemy can bring to me that's going to shake me to get my servant off task or off assignment? I appreciate you guys. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to me. I hope you guys be blessed. I look forward to seeing you guys soon.